close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Daniel Bailey TV. Welcome to my review of Bournemouth versus Arsenal. And I've got to be honest, I'm really enjoying watching this Arsenal side play. I'm really enjoying the way that we are playing. Before I get into that, though, I just want you to smash a like button on this video and subscribe if you are new. But yeah, I'm going to go back to the game yesterday because honestly, it was fantastic. Everything about yesterday's performance was brilliant. Absolutely outstanding. Odegaard getting his 2 goals, William, Saliba, but just the all-round play was brilliant. Now, I know it's only Bournemouth. And we have to be a little bit cautious. But listen, let's enjoy this. We know that we're going to fall short. We know that the likelihood is we're not anywhere near challenging for a title. And I think as Arsenal fans, we all know that. But let's be honest here. We're playing well. And over the last couple of years, recent years, you know, we've been playing shit. We've seen the players come out and give piss-poor performances. All I ask as an Arsenal fan, and I think most of us ask, is that they give 100%. And at the moment, these players that's out there in the last 3 games, and I do want to stress that it is only 3 games, but the last 3 games, they are giving 100%. You know what I mean? They're giving 100%. That's all we can ask. But listen, I got to credit as well, not just the team, but the fans. The fans, honestly, yesterday, the atmosphere. I've not been to a game for a long time until this season where the fans have been that exceptional with the noise. The atmosphere is amazing at the moment. If you're lucky enough to go to an Arsenal game, the atmosphere is amazing. I thought last season was brilliant. I really did. And I know we had a few ups and downs, but genuinely, I thought the atmosphere was decent. But this season, let me tell you, it's gone up another level, and the away support is absolutely fantastic. And from my point of view, the atmosphere is part of it, going to football. But it's just really enjoyable watching Arsenal this season. And I know we've got we've got tough tests to come, and the sides that we've been playing, you kind of expect to win those games. Even the Palace game, you kind of expect to win. But what I like and what I've enjoyed is watching this team. And you know what? When these team makes mistakes, like the other week with Saliba against Leicester, we're not going, oh, for fuck's sake, it's the same old people making errors. It's actually players that we like and players that we're going, like for me, when Saliba made that mistake last week, I was genuinely gutted for him because we know how good a player he is. And that's what it is. We're genuinely gutted for players when they do make mistakes because they're decent players now. This team's decent. We know the players like Granit Xhaka and all that. And I don't want to keep banging on about that because, to be fair to Granit Xhaka, he had a decent game yesterday. But there's just something this season about this team that is different. And yes, we are only 3 games in. Yes, we're beating teams that actually we're supposed to be beating. And I completely get that. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just enjoy it. Let's be excited and um, let's enjoy the journey, because right now we're going through a really good spell. 3 wins out of 3. You can't ask any more of this team than that. You look at the contrast to last season, 3 losses, and we were in an absolute mess. But this season, we just seem to be, and we seem to be playing really well. And the performances, everyone seems to have raised their level, and that's a good thing. Do you know the really interesting thing for me is that even after the game, even Arteta says, I think we can improve. I think we can do better. And do you know what? That's brilliant, because we can do better. As good as we're playing, we can do so much better. There are going to be tougher tests. We know that. We know that this Premier League is unforgiving. Every week is a different test. Look at Man City. I've just literally come on air right now talking to you guys, and they've just been held at Newcastle. Do you know what I'm saying? There are gonna be some tough tests, tough away trips, tough home trips. So this Premier League is not easy. Absolutely, it's not easy. And look at the likes of Man City. They've dropped points today. Liverpool's dropped points. They've dropped points at Fulham. They've dropped points. So I'm not saying that we're going to go on and win the league or anything like that. Let me put that out there right now before anybody jumps on my back and thinks that I'm being delusional. I don't think for 1 minute that we're going to win the league. But the point I'm trying to make is that this Premier League is so unforgiving and so unpredictable that even the top teams drop points. So to go and win 3 games on the bounce, yes, you can argue that Bournemouth not really the greatest of opposition, but you know what? I'm always a great believer in that you can only beat what's in front of you, and right now we're doing that. We got Fulham next week. I do think Fulham will be a tougher test. They're a decent side, Fulham. They've got some decent players. And then after that, we got Villa. They've lost. Aston Villa's lost. I think they lost again, didn't they? Yesterday. I didn't really keep abreast of all the results yesterday. But listen, the point I want to make is this league is unforgiving. Absolutely unforgiving. And let's just enjoy this game. Let's just enjoy the way that we're playing. Listen, I've got to talk a little bit about Saliba. What a player this guy is. What a performance he had yesterday. What a fantastic breath of fresh air Saliba is. And to score that goal, honestly, it was absolutely fantastic. Gotta say as well, I love the new Saliba chant. Absolutely bang on that Saliba chant is. And literally the whole game, the Arsenal fans were singing that. Literally, it was absolutely insane, absolutely mad. But yeah, it was nice to see him get on the score sheet, and it was nice to see Odegaard get on the score sheet, because Odegaard gets a lot of criticism, some of it unjust, some of it, there's a case to make, and I do think Odegaard has got to start scoring more goals this season. Everybody that I speak to says Odegaard's a brilliant player, fantastic player, but he needs to score more goals. And I do genuinely think that there's a player in Odegaard, and I do genuinely think, and he has been criticised, and rightly so at times, for going missing at times in certain games. So 2 things I want to see from Odegaard this season is A, score more goals, and B, in the big games, not to go missing. So listen, we haven't played a big team yet. So, we'll see what happens when we play the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Man City, the likes of Liverpool, the likes of Tottenham. I want to see Odegaard put in a massive shift in those types of games, because at the moment we're not seeing that. And we've not seen it last season. But listen, with better players around him, I think he will. I think Odegaard as well has got players behind him, like like Fabio Vieira to come in and maybe push him in that position. So, look, it's an exciting time being an Arsenal fan. I am properly excited, and I've not been this excited. You guys, I've done this YouTube channel for 2 years now. I started it in 2020, just before the pandemic, and I've come on here and had some rants. I've come on here and been proper negative. But for the first time since I've on my YouTube journey, that I've actually really excited about this season, and I go to games now looking forward to it and enjoying it. I actually come out of games, I've got to be honest, I come out of games and I'm like, I wish the game had gone on a bit longer, because that's how good we're playing right now. Listen, it's only 3 games on the bounce, and I know a lot of you are going to say that it's only 3 games on the bounce. And we've only played Crystal Palace, Leicester, and Bournemouth, and not to get carried away. And you know what? I agree with all of that. Absolutely agree with all of that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm proper excited. I'm proper excited. I'm being cautious and being, real to know where we are right now. But listen, you can do that and still be excited. You don't have to go over the top with it, and you don't have to play it down. Do you know what I mean? You can be excited and be cautious and realistic at the same time. It's not one or the other. Listen, guys, there's loads of you in the chat, so do smash the like button. I'd really appreciate that. Listen, I've been talking for a long time, so I'm going to dive into some of your comments and see what you guys are saying. 22 of you put comments in. So yeah, do smash the like button. Bear with me while I get through these comments. Big up Arsenal Manic. It says top of the league. Big up Del Boy. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Listen, I need to get in touch with you, Del. If you're still in the chat, I need to get in touch with you, because we need to do a show together at some point. I've been watching your channel, and yeah, let me be brutally honest, mate. Your content, you're smashing the YouTube thing. So yeah, keep up the good work, and yeah, we must do a show together. I'm good, Manic. Big up Mr. B, King Tony. Let's have a look here. Premier League's too easy for Arsenal. We need more challenges. Listen, let me tell you, Arsenal Manic, mate, we are going to get more challenges. Don't you worry about that. We've got Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea all to come yet. I would even throw Man United in there, but they're a shitstorm at the moment. So listen, we're going to get tougher tests. Don't you worry about that. We are going to get tougher tests. And even Newcastle, look at the way they played against Man City today. Look at the way they played. Listen, don't you worry. We're going to get tougher tests, me old son. Let's have a look. Chelsea lost the lead. Yeah, they did. Big up Jason. The team are doing great, and the fans and the support of the fans in the stadium is even better. I'd echo that. The support of the fans is fantastic. I agree with you. The support from the fans has been absolutely outstanding. Even through the bad times, the support of the fans has been brilliant. But the support of the fans is exceptional. Even Odegaard turned up at last. Said Mr. B. Yeah, I agree. Odegaard had a good game yesterday. Big up Static as well. Big up Mike. He said, we need one more CM and a versatile winger, and then we're set. Yeah, and I think we'll get that as well. I think the next 2 weeks in the transfer window are going to be absolutely critical to see what to see how we're going to play out this season. Listen, I'm going to cover transfer news right at the end of this, so As you can see, obviously, I put the transfer thumbnail up because there is a couple of pieces of news and maybe a bit progressing. So I am going to cover that at the end. But obviously, it's all about the Bournemouth game. Let's have a look here. No, Dan, you can keep the Saliba chant. I love the Saliba chant. Honestly, I actually thought this. I love that chant. Listen, I thought it was fantastic. No, I love that Saliba chant. Well, brilliant song. I love that chant. I thought it was fantastic. Listen, guys, do smash that like button, and if you haven't done so already, please share the channel. Like I said, the road to 3K. The road to 3K. We go marching on to 3,000 subscribers. Listen, I can't remember. Actually, my channel's been growing quite. My channel's been doing quite well actually over the last couple of weeks. The views have been absolutely brilliant. So big up yourselves for that. But yeah, listen, let's crack on and crack that 3K. I'm a few hundred off it, but listen, we'll get there. We're a community here. The only other thing as well I want to say, Jesus Christ, it's completely gone out of my head. I'm actually, but yeah, listen, do share the content. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, so on deadline day, I will be doing a show. I'm still working out the details, but stay tuned for this week as well because I will be putting out some more information. And as you know, deadline day, I always do a stream, whether we do any business or not, because it's good time to just get a few people on as well. And I'm working on getting some people on, and I'm working on getting, putting on a good show together for you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. But yeah, listen, if you're new, do hit that subscribe. Get your comments in as well. What did you make of the Bournemouth game? What did you, are you happy with the way Arsenal's going? And if you have any doubts, let me know as well. If you're not fully convinced, listen. I always say everybody's, if everybody's opinions is valid on this channel. So, Mr. B says, "Are you doing any watch-alongs?" Do you know the thing is? So I'll be honest with you, right? When I go, so because I'm at most of the Arsenal games, obviously I can't really do a watch-along in the stadium. Although that would be interesting. I'll probably be the first. Could you imagine that, right? I'd be the first YouTuber to do a watch-along in the stadium. That'd be insane. Could you imagine that? But nah, honestly, it's not practical. And also, I'll put it out there, so probably about 100 million people will probably nick the idea. But yeah, no. All while I'm at games, it's obviously hard. But if there are any Arsenal games that I don't go to, and there'll probably be a couple this season, if there are any that I don't go to, I will definitely be doing a watch along for it. So stay tuned. Not convinced you need to do it against the top teams. Listen, I agree. I'm convinced that we're going in the right direction, but you are right. We do need to do it against the top teams, and actually, we've not had that yet, and that's going to be the acid test, isn't it? When we play against the Man City, when we play against the Liverpool, the comfort that I'm taking is if we can play the way we did against Man City on the 1st of January with that squad and without a proper striker, then imagine what we can do with these players now with Jesus. I'm certain that we can go to that next level. And listen, there are weaknesses in Man City's side. I know they're a tough side and they've got absolute quality going forward, but there are vulnerabilities in that Man City team. There are vulnerabilities. You just have to. The thing is, when you're playing a team like Man City and maybe Liverpool to a lesser extent, but when you're playing a team like Man City, you've got to be on it for 90 minutes. You can't have a downtime. You can't go through periods, and I guess if I'm picking out a criticism of this Arsenal team at the moment, we seem to drop off in parts of the game. And when you're playing a Man City, when you're playing a Liverpool to an extent, you can't drop off. So that's the only thing that I would probably say. And there's probably a lot more, but that's the obvious thing that I would say that needs to improve on this team. If we can do that for 90 minutes, if we can get a 90-minute performance where we're just literally over everybody like a rash, do you know what I mean? If we can do that for 90 minutes, then I'll go, do you know what? Actually, against the top teams, we can get a result. Because that's what you're going to need to do. When you're playing a team like Man City, you're going to need to be on it for 90 minutes. You can't switch off, not even for a second. Are you still watching all or nothing? Do you know what? I've actually watched all the episodes, and actually, you've actually just reminded me. I am going to probably do a show at some point, just giving my overview of what I thought of it. But yeah, I'm gonna do a whole separate stream for that. Good evening, Russ. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Have you fell in love with Xhaka yet? Honestly, I wouldn't go that far, but you listen. I've always said if he plays well, I'll praise him. If he plays shit, I'll criticize him. And he's playing well right now, and that's all. It's like that's all we can expect, and that's all we ask of Arsenal players is that they give 100%. You know, they're in a privileged position. They're living the dream. They're living the dream that most of us would like to live. So all we ask is that they give 100% as fans. That's all we ask. You know, we pay good money to go and watch them. So we want to see 100%. And right now they are giving 100%. Can they keep that up over the course of a season when Europa League kicks in, when FA Cup kicks in, when Carabao Cup kicks in? I'll tell you what's going to be interesting. That month of October, that hellish month, because let's be honest, we've got Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Leeds. I think we've got Nottingham Forest in there as well, who are a decent team. Listen, that month is going to tell us a lot about this Arsenal side. And even going up against Man United, I know they're awful at the moment. That's going to tell us a lot about this Arsenal side as well. So, listen, tests are coming, guys. Honestly, there are tests coming down the hill, and we've got to be ready for them. Right now, we're going the right way. We couldn't do any more than what we're doing. But we have got tests coming down. So, I'd say by mid-October, we should know fully where this Arsenal team are in terms of progression, because we will have played Man United. By mid-October, we will have played Tottenham, Liverpool, and Man City. By that Leeds game, we will know where this Arsenal team are. So, listen, let's enjoy it. Do smash the like button, guys. Do smash the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Mr. B says, do you think Saka needs a rest? Yeah, I think Saka needs a rest. The problem we've got is we haven't got anybody to come in and push him. We haven't got competition for him that's going to push him, to make him a better player. And plus, we haven't got anybody that's adequate enough to come in and cover for him. Which brings me on to the piece of transfer news that I have. And it looks like Pepe is going to be going to Nice. So hopefully if we can shift him out, then we can bring somebody else in, and we can bring somebody of top quality. Because I liked what Arteta said in his press conference after the game, that he only wants to bring in firepower. He wants to bring in more firepower. So that suggests that bringing in more attacking players is on the agenda of Arsenal. It's just obviously we needed to get Pepe out before we can do that. So yeah, watch this space. Honestly, can we bring Pepe? Can we bring another winger in to replace Pepe? I have to wait and see. But yeah, I do think Saka does need a bit of a rest. But you know what? I will say this as well about Saka. He's not doing it all on his own now. He's got other players that can come in and help him out, you know, like Jesus, like Martinelli. who again was fantastic yesterday. Um, so I don't think Saka is. I don't think the burden is all on him now. Bell says, Dan, if we get rid of Pepe, who would you bring in? Do you know what, right? This is a tricky one for me. It's a tricky one because I don't really know too much about this Jeremy Pina, or I've not really heard, don't really know too much about him. I've not really seen a lot of him play. I mean, obviously, that's not hard with fucking my fucked up eyes. I've not seen a lot of anybody play, but yeah, I've not seen an awful lot of this Jeremy Pina play. Um, but I would bring. Do you know what? I would go, and I know it's going to be difficult, and a lot of you are going to go, it's not possible. But I would either go for Sane or I would go for Gakpo. I kind of like Gakpo. The only thing is, obviously, Man United are sniffing around, and I kind of get the feeling that if he's going to leave PSV Eindhoven, then he's going to go to Man United because of the Ten Hag connection. Do I think that will be a good move for his career? Probably not, because Man United is shit right now. But yeah, I would go for someone like a Gakpo or a Sane. I don't really know who else there is in the market that could do a job. Maybe Musa Diaby, but I don't think Arsenal would pay that fee to get him out of Bayer Leverkusen. I'm just not fully convinced that Arsenal would pay that fee. I do think he's a good player, Musa Diaby, and maybe it'd be absolutely quality for competition for Saka, but I don't think we're going to pay 50 to 60 million. But yeah, he's another option too. Russ says, "How do you feel about Xhaka?" Do you know what? Like, yeah, he's doing all right, isn't he? He's doing the business right now. But listen, I've always said about Granit Xhaka is that he's a ticking time bomb. Granit Xhaka is a ticking time bomb. And I still feel that as good as he is playing, he is a ticking time bomb. And he does, in the big moments, he does have the capacity to fuck up. So if he can get that out of his game, which is very doubtful because at his age and at his stage of his career, you're not really going to get that out of a player. So I do feel like we need an upgrade on Granit Xhaka because of his ability to fuck up from time to time in big moments. And that's just me being honest. As good as Xhaka's playing, he does have the capacity to throw a bloody stinker. And I can't help but watch Granit Xhaka. And yes, I'm enjoying the way he's playing, but I just can't help but think that in the back of my mind is knowing that he does have the ability to fuck up. And it's only a matter of time before he does. And that's not me being harsh on him, but it's just a fact of reality. We've seen it so many times before with Granit Xhaka. You know, we really have. We've seen it so many times before. Listen, guys, pump the like button, smash the like button. If you haven't done so already, time for half an hour. So I've been going quite a long time, actually. Time flies when you're talking about Arsenal, doesn't it? But yeah, listen, do hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't done so already. Smash that subscribe button. Smash the share button as well. Like I say, I will come on and I will do a show about the all or nothing. I'll stay on. Listen, I'll do a few more questions. So if you've got them, put them down there, and I will read them out. But yeah, honestly, guys, I'm buzzing. I'm proper buzzing. The atmosphere at Arsenal has just been fantastic. You know, it's just been fantastic the way we're playing, and we've got. Right, let's have a look here. Why still all loans? Can't you sell anyone? Problem is, We've been in such a mess for so long. All our sellable assets that we, we want to keep because they're part of the team. The players that aren't sellable assets are the ones we want to get rid of. So it's very hard to get money for them. Because take Pepe for a case in point, we ain't going to get near 72 million. We're going to take a massive loss on him because there's no other way of looking at it that he has been a flop, a massive flop. So I'd rather loan them out and then just fucking deal with it later, because just to get them out the door, we need to get these crap players out the door before we can bring in quality. And I do think that that's why Arsenal are letting him go on loan. But listen, here's what it is, isn't it? We've been in such a mess for so long. It's going to take time. We're going to have to take some losses on these players. We're going to have to take some massive, massive losses on these players. It's not ideal. Do you know what I mean? It really isn't. It's not ideal at all, but it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it fucking is. You can't, Arsenal are sort of architects of their own downfall. They sign crap and overpay for crap, and now we're sort of reaping the consequences of that because, yes, the team's doing great now, but you have to look at all the shit that we got to get out of. You have to look at all the shit that we've had to bloody either cancel their contract or that we've had to just gone, you know what, we'll take massive losses on. And hopefully now that doesn't happen moving forward. I tell you what, the one thing that I want to do, and I'd see this as a priority, and I would see this more of a priority before bringing somebody else in. And I know we need to bring people in, like, a winger and a midfielder. Before we do any of that, I want to see William Saliba and Bukayo Saka sign new deals. I don't want to see them a moment longer without a new deal, because I don't want to get into another situation where come next season they're going to be on a year left. I want to see them two guys, William Saliba, Bukayo Saka. Before you sign anybody else, before you let anybody else go, make that a priority. Make their contract signing a priority. That's got to be a fucking priority right now. That's what I want to see from Arsenal. I don't want to see, as much as I want to see another new signing, another couple of new signings. William Saliba and Bukayo Saka, sign them up right this fucking second, because that needs to get done. That needs to be an urgent priority. As much as we can all sit here and as much as we can say we need more bodies, we also need to keep our best players. And it's fair to say that Saka's one of our best players and William Saliba is one of our best players. Do you see us changing the side against Fulham? Absolutely not. I think Mikel Arteta will keep the same side. You know what? You don't change a winning side. And the team right now have gelled, so you don't change that. It's up to the other players, the likes of Fabio Vieira, the likes of Tomiyasu, Tierney. It's up to them to force their way back in. Because right now, the team that's playing, you can't make a case for taking any of them out the team. You just can't. So, me personally, I wouldn't change a winning side. Absolutely not. Unless we get any injuries, I wouldn't change it. I'll keep it exactly the same. And I think Arteta will keep it the same. Still don't think Arteta gave Pepe a chance. Listen, I could do a whole fucking stream on Pepe. Let me tell you, right, Pepe's had chances. Pepe has had multiple opportunities and he's not done it. Pepe, unfortunately, A, doesn't fit Arteta's system. B, I don't think Arteta trusts him enough. And C, I just think it's best for everybody that Pepe moves on. Yeah, Damo Gunner says, do you think we'll win a cup this season? That's an interesting question. I'd like to see us win the Europa League. I'd like to see us finish in the top 4 and win the Europa League and go deep into the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Listen, I honestly do. I actually think now we're at that stage with this team, and I know Arteta's already won an FA Cup, but look where that team is now. You know, they're hard. None of them are hardly here. But for this team, you know, for all the conversations about, oh, we're building something here, this team needs to win a trophy. This team needs to get that winning feeling in it as quickly as possible. So yeah, I would definitely take top four and a Europa League. Top four and a trophy be fantastic for this team. It's not ideal. Obviously, we want to win the Premier League eventually and we want to get back into Europe. But right now, for where we are as a club and where we are as a team, top four and a trophy and get this team winning things. And then we need to move. We need to progress. Although I actually think this team are looking at winning more than that. But whether they can do it or not is a different story. But that's, for me, top four and a trophy. I would definitely take that all day long. I don't take Fulham lightly. They are a decent team. Yeah, they are a decent team. They are a decent team. Fulham are a great team. You know, they've got some good players, and you know we can't take them lightly. The one thing that's in our favour is it's at the Emirates. So look, it's going to be one of them, innit? Can we get the win? I bloody well hope so. I think you may win the Europa Cup or FA Cup this season. Yeah, I think we're quite capable of doing that. Although the Europa League, I'll probably take more because another route into the Champions League, and plus it's a European Cup. But I would take the FA Cup as well if it meant that if we still finished in the top four, because we need Champions League football. We need Champions League football back at the Emirates. Have Tommy Asu instead of Ben White or Ben Shite, as you put it. No, I wouldn't change a winning team. I don't think you can change a winning team. You don't disrupt a winning team. All the good managers don't disrupt winning teams unless there's injury. So yeah, I'm all for Arteta sticking with the same lineup until performances drop, and then you can look to maybe change it depending on the circumstances and depending on who's putting in the crap performance. Listen, don't forget, we've got the Europa League, we've got all the cups, so the players that aren't playing are going to get opportunities and they'll get their chance to impress. They will. They'll get their chances to impress. So I'm pretty certain that these players will get their opportunities. Listen, guys, do smash that like button. Keep smashing that like button. It's so important. It really does help the channel grow. And do share the content as well. That also is so important. It does help the channel grow. So yeah, please share the content. And if you're new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. We're on the road to 3K. So listen, hopefully we can get there. Hopefully we can smash that target. And yeah, onwards and upwards. Like I said, this is probably going to be a regular. If the game's on Saturday for Arsenal, I'll probably do this at the end of the Sunday's game of football. Obviously, if we play on Sunday, it's going to be a bit different because I'll be at the games and stuff. But yeah, listen, that's it for today's show, guys. I will be back tomorrow. Will I be back tomorrow? I'll probably be back Tuesday, unless anything breaks. I'll aim to pop on and do another transfer update on Tuesday, depending on what's going on in the world of transfers. I do expect things to pick up in this transfer window because there's only a couple of weeks to go. And then later in the week, I'll be looking ahead to the Fulham game. And then obviously deadline day is looming. So I'll be looking ahead to that. Like I said, I'm going to do a show on deadline day. I'm going to get some guests on. I haven't had any guests on for a while, actually. So yeah, I'm going to look at getting some guests on. And yeah, we keep on moving. We keep on moving. Listen, it's been a great weekend for sport, hasn't it? Arsenal won. Alexander Usyk battered AJ, which I thought was absolutely fucking hilarious because his absolute meltdown at the end of that game, at the end of that fight, was laughable and embarrassing. But I tell you what, there's a boxer who's overhyped. Anthony Joshua is well overhyped. And I don't want to go too much into this, but honestly, the way that people hype him up, Usyk made him look like an absolute. Usyk took him to school. I know he had a good couple of rounds in that fight yesterday, and I know he done okay. But listen, I've always said that since that Klitschko fight, AJ was he's never been the same since, and he just proved it again last night, to be honest. And then I think his meltdown, sort of the culmination of realizing that he's not as great as everybody's making him out to be. I think that was part of it, to be honest. I know a lot of people really liked that speech, but I thought it was cringy and embarrassing. But listen, but yeah, other than that, listen, a great weekend of sport. Do smash the like button, do subscribe, enjoy the weekend. Well, it's pretty much over now, but enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Arsenal are winners yet again. The Gunners are on fire. Take care, guys.